you went all in on Bitcoin, man.
I did. In early 2020, I bought Bitcoin at 4,500. My first 5 Bitcoin when we had that pandemic crash. Literally put 110% of my net worth in Bitcoin. There was a point where I was actually leveraging against my Bitcoin, taking out Bitcoin-backed loans to buy more Bitcoin.
Welcome back to the show, guys. Digital Social Hour. I'm your host, as always, Sean Kelly. Got with me a great guest for you guys today, Colin Yurcisin. He flew in from Miami. How's it going, man?
What's up, bro? Thanks for having me.
Good to see you, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Great to see you. Great to meet you finally.
Yeah. First time meeting. We've been talking for years, and now, dude, I'm seeing you everywhere. So congrats.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's been a wild journey. I've been really taking content seriously lately. The business is doing well and just doing what I love, man. Just sticking to the plan for the past 4.5 years.
Yeah. And I know you've been part of so many different industries now. So would you say your main focus is content?
It's coaching. Yeah. Just doing what I know has worked for me and helping other people with that. So right now it's fitness, mindset, and business. And, I still have my Bitcoin mining company. I'm in crypto on the back end. But yeah, I just help people through coaching.
Yeah. You went all in on Bitcoin, man.
I did. In early 2020, I bought Bitcoin at 4,500. My first 5 Bitcoin when we had that pandemic crash.
Yeah.
And I picked up my first 5 and really never looked back. I caught the Bitcoin bug and literally put 110% of my net worth in Bitcoin. There was a point where I was actually leveraging against my Bitcoin, taking out Bitcoin-backed loans to buy more Bitcoin. So it was crazy, bro. I was a little addicted and watched my portfolio go from 3.75 million down to 1 million in about 8 to 9 months. So it was rough, man, but I learned a lot of really valuable lessons from the market, and everyone has to pay their tuition to the market. So yeah. I definitely did my time.
Crypto's a game of just who can tough it out the longest, I think.
For sure. and who cannot, lose to their mental. Like it's not if you're acting off emotion, you already lost.
You lost for sure. Exactly. You're going to sell at an 80% loss.
100%.
Yeah. And
so I didn't sell. So that's good.
I didn't sell either. That's where the market's at, but it's looking like it might come back. I think Michael Saylor might go down as one of the smartest of all time or a meme.
The GOAT, bro. I mean, he's already now in profit, I think, a couple $100 million as of yesterday.
He
had
is?
This mini bull run pump. Yeah. He's officially in profit, a couple $100 million now.
He was buying the whole way down.
Whole way down, whole way up, everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
He's always buying.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So you made your first money off crypto?
So not necessarily. It was more of I was making money through selling online products and services through my Instagram, and then I was putting that money into crypto.
Got it.
So, becoming an entrepreneur in 2020 was like the worst and best time to become an entrepreneur because it felt like money was just so easy, right? We were coming into the first bull market cycle ever with, quantitative easing. The Fed had the money printers on, rates were at 0.
Yeah.
Everyone and their mom was making money. So like if you had a personal brand, you were even more positioned to make money.
Right.
Money was coming in and I was seeing all these assets go up. So I'm like, why would I not put my money in these assets? But what I didn't realize was that, okay, when inflation gets too high, they have to bring it down. How do they bring it down? They have to raise the interest rates, make money more expensive to borrow, and that is how they bring it down. And I didn't understand that, and probably neither did you. And that's how the whole crypto market crashed. And then they started doing quantitative tightening, pulling money out of the system, and everyone kind of got wrecked. Unless you've been in a cycle before. So everyone on their second cycle learns their lessons from the first cycle, and then you don't make the same decisions as the last time.
Absolutely. Yeah. I knew people that was my first bull cycle, but I knew people that experienced one before and they cashed out, whereas guys like us didn't.
Same, yeah. My buddy Luke Belmar, he in 2017 rode his up to, I believe, almost 8 figures and then rode it all the way down. And then he just said, I'll never make that same decision again. And this time he sold, and he didn't hit the top, but he sold it like 55K and made a load.
Yeah. Speaking of Luke Belmar, that dude's also going viral everywhere. How did you build a relationship with him?
Yeah, so I actually, it has to do with crypto because I was watching my portfolio go down 80%, and then I see him on YouTube like, yeah, you is like, should have sold. And I was like, where was this guy like 8 months ago? If I would have known him, I would have taken some of his advice. So what I did was I was like, man, this guy has a lot that I want to learn from. I'm going to just invest in him. And his capital club at the time I found him was just announced in Phuket, Thailand. So basically I just sent him.
Shout out to today's sponsor, Articulate. I know all of you want to hit revenue targets, get that new launch done, scale your business. Well, making sure your team knows what to do and how to do it, well, that's a huge part of that. I'm sure you all do different kinds of training, and I'm sure you've probably used tools like PowerPoint, Zoom, etc. And I bet you probably get super bored when someone at your company is explaining you how to use these tools. That's why I really love this tool, Articulate 360. It makes it easy to whip together interactive, really beautiful learning that really engages people and gets info across. You're no longer falling asleep during presentations. You can create short form, micro learning, super interactive courses, and really whatever you need. With our attention spans these days dropping, something like this is super valuable. With a couple of clicks, you can send it out and check on your progress. The team can also check back in on the training anytime they want in a super simple portal. Literally everyone I know uses Articulate, over 120,000 companies in all 100 of the Fortune 500. Check it out today at articulate.com/360 to start a free trial.
A wire for 15K. There was really no information about the event. It was like, just show up here on this day. I look up the flights. You have to literally take 3 different flights across the world to get there. And I was like, but showed up there and it was awesome, man. Great event. Cool guy. Met his entire network. I'm friends with a lot of his friends now. And then since then we've been homies.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're also big on traveling. One of the things you do that's crazy is you travel for free, right?
Yeah.
I got to learn how you're doing that.
Yeah, so there's a big rabbit hole here we could go down, but one of the easiest ways to travel for free is through credit cards. So every credit card has a sign-up bonus. When you sign up for the credit card, you get anywhere from 50,000 to 100,000 points once you spend a certain amount of money. Okay, then you take those points and you use them to travel with. But the thing that most people don't do is they redeem those points on the Amex portal or the Chase portal.
Yeah, that's what
to get 10 times more value of your points, you got to redeem them through a transfer partner. So Amex has a deal right now with Air France that's 30% bonus. So when you transfer 100,000 points to Air France, now you have 130,000 points. And when you buy the tickets through Air France, you're getting like 5 to 10x the value. So like I traveled to Europe for 46,000 points, business class, lay down seat, Miami.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, I was so dumb. I had 1 million Amex points and I spent it on one hotel.
Bro, that would have been over $100,000.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
$100,000. Yeah.
What an L,
because you think
dude.
10x the points. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Big L.
That's
Hit me up
such an
next
L.
time.
Yeah, for sure. Where do you think everyone in the world should travel to and experience?
I love Europe in the summer. If you go to Positano, that's probably my favorite place in the world. I just got engaged there.
Nice.
Bali is awesome. That was where I met my wife now, or my fiance. The first day I got there was the day she was leaving. We ran into each other by
At the
chance.
airport?
No, it was actually at some little pizza shop, Luigi's Pizza in Canggu. And I was about to just get a pizza and head home, and it was her last night. She was backpacking with her mom, and stumbled into her in the pizza shop, and she wouldn't give me her number, but I got her Instagram, and I DM'd her for like 6 months, and then I flew her out to Tulum, and then we ended up started dating.
So you were dating distance?
No, we only met for 10 minutes. But I knew right in that moment that like she was the one. I was like the girl that like I literally could feel that she was like the one.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, let's hang out. And she's like, I leave tomorrow. I was like, no way.
Dude.
So she left, and for 6 months I watched her on TikTok and Instagram, and then the pandemic started, and I basically like freed her out the country. I like flew her out of Madrid when all the was going down with the lockdowns, flew her to Tulum, and then I canceled her flight home. We started traveling the world together.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you believe I love at first sight?
Dude, it happened. It's real. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you must have been thinking about her the whole vacation, like.
Yeah, pretty much. I kind of would try to get my mind off of it, but then, she just kept popping up on my Instagram. I was like, I got to get this girl out of here.
Wow.
And I told my friends too, I was like, yo, if this girl actually does end up coming here, like she's going to be my girlfriend.
That's crazy.
And she was within like 24 hours.
Have you always been quick to fall in love?
No. Dude, that was the last thing I wanted, bro.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, I was having so much fun being single, making money, just quit my job, traveling the world, and that just happened. But dude, it was a blessing in disguise. Like, I've never experienced a lot of money being single. So
that's wild.
Yeah.
Speaking of a lot of money, you've made $12 million off Instagram stories. I got to hear the secret to this.
Yeah, so this is my bread and butter. A lot of people focus on ads, and I just focus on organic stories. That's all I do. I just storytell, and for 4.5 years now, no matter what product or service I sell, within a few months, I can get that offer to 7 figures.
Wow.
Right now, I just launched my business, fitness, and mindset coaching, 100% organic, just through stories, closing everything through the DMs by myself. And I've closed over $100,000 in the past month and 15 days.
What's the offer?
So I have a variety, but it's fitness coaching, $750 for 3 months. I customize your meal plan, customize your workouts, and then I meet with you once a week with a group on a live call. Then I have mindset coaching, which is 30 minutes one-on-one twice a month. Plus you get that group call as well. And you get the fitness plan and the workouts. And then business coaching is up to $20,000 for a year. You get one-on-one call where I give you my blueprint on how I've made this money. And that's pretty much it. But back to some of the sauce on stories, all you have to do is be yourself. And people think that there's some magic ingredient, but what if all you had to do was be you and that was enough? Like if you just documented your pitfalls, your wins, your losses, and your lessons learned, people would get so much value from that. And over the next couple months of them watching you show up consistently, telling the truth of where you're at in your life and where you're going, they're going to finally find someone that they can trust. And when you come out with different products and you give a ton of value, they're going to be able to buy from you. So yeah, I mean, I just pitch on stories, and one of my favorite ways to pitch, anyone can use this. It's called the 5-1-30 method. So you say, hey, I'm looking for 5 people that want to get a 6-pack in the next 30 days. So you have 5, which is scarcity, how many people you're looking for, and there's no more after that. So everyone's like, I got to DM them.
Right.
1 is your offer. So whatever it is, I'm looking for 5 people that want to come on my podcast, right? I'm looking for 5 people that want to get shredded. And then the 30 days is the time they will get that result. And I've paired that with every single one of my offers, whether it's Bitcoin mining, whether it's coaching, and it's worked every single time.
Wow.
And dude, it's just a consistency, doing the feed post every single day like you do yourself. If you're throwing up 3 feed posts a day on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and your content's good and you're giving value, bro, you're gonna blow up eventually.
Yeah.
So that's super helpful. A lot of people are screwing up their story views. This is a pretty good hack. If you are waking up in the morning and you're posting a link as your first story, you are going to get completely knocked off by Instagram. They're going to take you out of the algorithm because they want people on Instagram. The moment they click off of Instagram to go to another website, you're doing them a disservice. They want you on the app. So I've realized I was posting the 10X health supplements link every single morning right when I woke up. And I removed that. My story views are up by 50% right now.
Wow.
Yeah, in just 2 days.
That's crazy.
So that, and then collaborations are the biggest. Like, as you know, networking.
Now you can do 5 a post.
100%. Yeah, with the collaborations. Yeah, so collaborations are big. But also, I'm just saying, like, being with big influencers, even if you can only get a story tag and repost the story, people like to buy from other people that they trust and know and like. So if you're with a bunch of credible people all the time, and you build a network of savages, now people are going to include you as that vision of, oh, this guy's, trustworthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I know you're big on health. I know you have a relationship with Gary Brecka. What are some things you've learned in the health biohacking world?
So much, man. But the number one thing that's changed my life is just doing a gene swab. So it's a genetic test and it measures your 6 genotypes. So most humans are operating at a deficiency with a few of their genes. Have you done the gene test yet?
I have.
Cool. Were you operating at?
Yeah, I had 2 yellows.
Correct. Yep. I have 2 yellows as well. So basically you take a $600 gene test one time in your life and your genes never change. So now you have that data forever. Then you go over it with a medical professional and they're gonna read you your results and then they're gonna supplement with natural organic compounds for your deficiencies so that your genes are operating at a normal level and now you can methylate properly. You can feel like a normal human being. And I started doing that 2.5 years ago. My anxiety was gone. I could sleep better. I could think clearly. I wasn't, laying in bed and starting to compartmentalize my whole life every night before sleep. And everything just got so much better. And then from there, you can start to really add on. You can start to do peptides. You get your quarterly blood testing. You could do the superhuman protocol. You could do the ice bath. You can do the hot, cold exposure, get the sauna. So I've kind of incorporated all of that into my life over the past 2.5 years. And if you can correlate my investment in my health and biohacking with how much money I've made, it's a pretty consistent correlation of
really.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow. That's
100%.
Something people don't really think about.
Yeah, bro. If I can map it out for you, I guarantee the more money I put into my investment in health, the more my net worth has grown.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I know you have a pretty serious morning routine too.
Crazy morning routine. Yeah, it takes about an hour every. And I do it religiously. I just did it here in Vegas. I woke up at 3 a.m.
You wake up at 3 a.m.?
Well, here, because I don't want to adjust to the time. So if I'm flying into Vegas for one day, I went to bed last night at 7:30 and I woke up at 3. So really, I went to bed at 10:30 Eastern.
Got it.
And I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning here.
That's nuts.
Or back home. So yeah, so basically when I quit my job, I established a morning routine, a daily discipline that I never deviate from. And it's one of the things that I believe has made me who I am today. Because your mindset is everything. And if you are constantly bombarded by different anxieties and business deals and things not going correct in your life, the only way to balance it and prepare for that stuff is to build this kind of layer around your morning where it's like a shield. It's your time. 1 hour of the day where you're doing your journaling. That takes about 15 minutes. You're doing your meditation. You're doing your Wim Hof breath. And you're doing your prayer or manifestation, whatever you want. I believe in God, so I pray. And that's been happening for about a year now. But the specifics of it are I wake up, I open my journal, and I immediately write 10 things I'm grateful for. I want to start every day with gratitude because when you start in a state of gratitude, you attract more of the things you want. So after that, I write the 4 Agreements. It's a great book. I don't know if you ever read it.
I haven't.
So I write the 4 Agreements. Then I do 5 power list items I need to get done for the day. So 5 actionable things that I can control throughout the day. If I want to make $10,000, I can't say, Susie, pay me $10,000. That's her choice. I can say, reach out to Susie, follow up, do the actionable things that will allow her to then send me the money.
Got it.
And then I usually, try to get at least the first thing done. I usually get all 5 of them, but the number one thing is usually my best money-making activity, which is content. Right. Content's my number one thing every single day to keep the ball rolling. And then finally, I write a love letter to God. I used to write a love letter to money to attract more money. Because think about it. If you treat your money like your mom or your wife, if you are not in a good relationship with your wife and you're constantly neglecting her, she's not going to focus on you. You're probably going to get a divorce. It's the same thing with money. If you're not constantly looking at your bank account and you're all hyped up in gratitude and you're like, man, I love money. Money's not going to like you if you're not doing that. So that's kind of how I treat it. And I just write love letters to money and it's worked.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man. I know you're big on energy, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen you talk about on other shows, you believe in karma.
Oh yeah.
Have you experienced that?
Absolutely. What you put into the world is what you get back. So if you are constantly putting out hate, you will get hate back. And believe it or not, if you believe in numerology, I'm June 8th is my birthday. So 8 is the sign of infinity. What comes around goes around. So I have to live a very righteous life because as soon as I do something bad, it's like a boomerang. It hits me. So basically, I've learned through all of the things I've done wrong in my life that karma hits me hard. Like when I was in college, neglecting my health, just being a douchebag, basically. Just partying, focus only on chicks, doing tons of bullying people.
You were a bully?
Yeah, I was a pledge master. So it was brutal. And then, what happens? Boom, I get assaulted. I break my face. Yeah. And that was just karmic law. I had nothing to do with any of the energies at that party. Some dude randomly attacked me.
No words exchanged?
No words exchanged. Didn't even really know the guy.
What was it over? Like a girl?
It was nothing, bro. He was blacked out and just trying to fight people.
Oh.
He walked outside and picked me and started bashing my face in. And that was at a time where my life was a mess and I was only doing detrimental things to the universe.
Wow.
I was putting out horrible energy, getting horrible energy back. So now, focusing on coaching and being in a state of helping people 24/7. I'm texting and DMing everyone that DMs me back every single day.
Personally, it's you?
Personally.
Wow.
Every single message. So if you DM me, it'll be me texting back. And I really care about people. I really help people. And I'm on live calls every single week with my mindset and my fitness students and my business students. And I'm just pouring into them everything I've ever learned that has helped me out. And I can already tell that this is my aligned path that I need to be on. Dude. Because it's just, you know, the money's great. The gratitude is there. And I feel more fulfilled than I've ever felt in my life doing it.
That's facts, man. You can really feel it. Because I used to have a very negative mindset growing up because of the household environment. And I attracted a lot of negativity.
Absolutely.
And now that I've switched that and the people around me, dude, it's really good.
Thoughts become things, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you think about becomes your reality. Everything I have right now in this moment, I was manifesting 4 years ago. So you can't forget that what you wished for is happening right now.
Yeah.
So be careful what you wish for, because, you know, a man thinketh and it will come true. So, you know, you sow what you reap. And it's very important that you make sure that you're conscious of your thoughts. Like, be aware of what you're thinking about.
Absolutely. I'm very conscious of it. Even what I listen to now. Because I used to play rap music, hip hop music.
I just went to a Drake concert, bro. That shit was demonic. Dude, they were bringing out 21 Savage, like the Scream guy with a knife. It was crazy, bro. And I was just like, yeah, this is not it anymore for me. I can't do this.
Dude, you realize it gets to your subconscious when you listen to that type of music.
100%, bro. I put on every single morning. I put on high frequency hertz. I forget like the exact hertz that I listen to. But you can listen to Sunrise Yoga on Spotify. And then there's another one that's just like high frequency playlist. And beautiful music, and I listen to it every single day. And if you believe in like the electromagnetic field, it, you know, sound waves do things to our bodies. Like when you drop into different hertz, it does things internally to you. And now apparently they play rap music at, I think, 444 hertz. And that's like a demonic low level frequency. And they have to play it on the radio.
That's
so
crazy.
when people are listening every single day to all the popular rap songs, especially on Spotify, you look now, bro, they're all just straight demonic, killing. Doja Cat's Instagram's crazy now. Like,
she's like,
it's just, they're captured, bro. Their souls have been captured. It's bad.
No, it's terrible. I remember I had a weird depressing phase in college, and I was listening to XXX Tentacion like every day.
Dude, I was listening to Juice WRLD a lot. It was crazy because when I was listening to Juice WRLD, I was doing all kinds of I was popping Percocets, listening to him talk about Percocets. And when he died, I had kind of my awakening around that time. And right when he died, that's kind of when I became an entrepreneur. And it was just a really weird transition, because when I started listening to him again, like as an entrepreneur, starting to have some success, I get really sad. I was like, I could feel that negative energy that I wasn't aware of that before.
Yeah, dude. No, I'm the same boat. I used to listen to him, and looking back, a lot of his music was really sad.
Oh, it's horrible. Yeah, just all about, you know, depression, addiction.
And he always talked about dying young too.
Yeah, he manifested it.
Yeah,
probably thought about it all the time.
Manifestation is so underrated.
It's crazy, bro. I mean, I did some vision boards with my girl, and it was crazy because we were traveling to Europe in 2021. We were going to go for the whole summer, and we were Airbnb-ing this apartment in the Panorama Tower.
Yeah.
And we had the exact unit that we wanted to actually live in, but the whole place was sold out. So we filled out this vision board, and every single morning we would visualize and we'd manifest together, like saying it in the present tense that we were living at that place. And the day of our flight came, and the leasing agent never called. So we were super pissed because we were like, we're not going to live here. Go to the airport, and our flight gets canceled. And I'm like, this really sucks now. Now I can't even go to Europe. So we go to the hotel. The leasing agent calls me, and she's like, Colin, are you still in Miami? And I'm like, well, yeah, actually my flight just got canceled. What's up? She's like, the unit that you wanted just became available. I'm like, no way. It was like out of a book, bro, like The Secret.
Nuts.
And we went, signed the lease, and then got on the flight the next day. And then right when we got back from Europe, we had our dream apartment.
What a story, bro. Yeah. I really believe everything happens for a reason.
100%, bro. Yeah, it's beautiful. And you know, if you have a relationship with whatever you want to call it, your higher self, God, the universe, I believe once you let go and let God, like really do the work, you do the rowing, God does the steering, that's when life really starts to change.
Absolutely. When did you have this spiritual awakening?
I come from a very different background of, you know, Luke always says bots and glitches. Right? I was in the bot city. I was living, you know, in a middle class family, you know, jobs, 401ks, everyone goes to college. Everyone brags about where their kid goes to college, what job they get after. Dude, it's just a simulation. So I was in that hardcore. And when I got to college, you know, living in New Jersey, then getting thrown out to Arizona, living this crazy lifestyle, having friends that have, you know, their dads manage hedge funds and have millions of dollars, getting to travel with them, just seeing the world in a completely different lens. Also experimenting with a lot of psychedelics, mushrooms, acid, really just completely shattered my worldview. And from that point on, I was like, wow, like I can do whatever I want in this life. Like I don't have to work at this job and I don't have to be miserable. I have full control. And, you know, once I hit rock bottom, I actually got drugged at a club in Scottsdale. I woke up, didn't know where I was, had no money left in my bank account, couldn't even afford the cab. I had a police call me and say that there was a warrant out for my arrest from the night before.
Whoa.
Didn't know what happened. That was like my rock bottom.
Yeah.
And from that moment, I stood up and I called my bottom on that day. I was like, I'll never go lower than this. And it was real. And from that day on, I just said, F all the partying, F all the that's not in line with being a good person, living a righteous life. I don't know if you've read any Stoicism, but like that is really what I look up to. Just doing the right thing all the time and having a special relationship with God. And yeah, man, that's really where I changed my life and went down the entrepreneurship route, and everything changed from that moment.
I relate so much with a lot of that, dude, because I grew up in Jersey too.
Oh yeah?
And
What part?
Central, Bridgewater.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm, do you know Princeton?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like 10 minutes from Princeton.
Dude,
it's called Robbinsville.
I was just there last week eating
No
lunch.
way.
That's crazy.
Where did you go to Hoagie Haven?
Some Mediterranean spot.
Okay.
It was good though.
Hoagie Haven's the bro.
I'll go there next time. But no, like you said, Jersey's full of bots, dude.
Full of bots, bro.
Because like, it's just a family state.
It's like Philadelphia, New York, like hedge funds, like Wall Street, and then you just commute to work.
Yeah.
And it's just like you go travel and you go to the Bahamas or you go to a tropical vacation. You maybe go to Florida, but like no one really leaves that area.
No one leaves, dude.
No one has bigger dreams.
Yeah,
So,
and being an entrepreneur there is weird. You're looked down on.
yeah. So if you're from New Jersey, come join me.
No, getting out of there was one of the best choices I made.
sure.
For real.
For sure. It
But
is.
going back to your story in Arizona where you got drugged, you got roofied?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. I believe so. I don't remember anything.
And then you had a warrant for your arrest?
Yeah, and then basically what happened, I was in the cab the night before and I didn't pay for it. Like my card got declined. We rushed out of the cab.
Yeah.
And so that taxi driver had that happen to him a couple times. So he called the police. They warranted my arrest. And basically they said, yeah, if you don't pay me $150 right now, then the cops are going to come get you.
Wow.
And I had no money in my bank account. So I had to call my parents. I didn't tell them what happened. I was just like, I need $200. And they'd send me the money. And I was just like, this is the lowest scum ever. Like, I just feel like there's no hope down here. There's no answers. There's no light. Like I need to be the light because no one around me is doing it. So I had to become the light and, you know, just go on my own journey.
Wow. That's deep. How was your relationship with your parents at that time?
I mean, dude, it was crazy because on paper, on the outside, everything looked phenomenal. I graduated college. I got in my business school. I got a good job. I had my 401k. I had a car. I had a nice place to live. Dude, it's a cookie cutter life that so many people are trapped in right now, screaming for help, but no one's coming to help them. But I was there. So many people were there, and it is very possible to get out. But yeah, that's what's about the world. Like mediocrity is where people really go to die. Like that's where their dreams and their souls go to die. And God will try to get you out of it as much as he can. But if you're not paying attention to those signs, like for example, if I got drugged and I was like, I don't know what else to do, keep going back to that lifestyle. Yeah. God will probably forget about you at some point. Like you can only have so many signs, but you know, thank God we get a lot of signs to get back on alignment of what we're really supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe everyone has, you know, situations in life where, you know, they have pain and they think things are happening to them, but really things are happening for you to get you back on your purpose of why you're here on this earth.
Yeah. I love that. Have you experienced anything with God on your spiritual psychedelic journeys?
For sure. A lot. I just did ayahuasca.
Nice.
It was one of the most incredible trips of my life. It was a week down in Costa Rica, no phones. And you know me being on social media every day. It was beautiful, bro. Just being immersed in nature, in the jungle with a group of guys that I've never met before that by the end of the week felt like they were my brothers. Shout out Jay Azeltine. He's the one I did the retreat with. And it was beautiful, man. I think the most special thing about it was actually not the ayahuasca. It was the sweat lodge experience.
What's
it's called Temescal. You ever hear that?
No.
So it's kind of like a sauna / steam room, but it's all man-made. So you dig a hole in the ground and you fill this hole with volcanic rocks. And you basically have a shaman in the middle with his drums, and they have these fire bearers that are bringing these volcanic rocks inside of the tent.
Wow.
And you do 4 doors, it's called, and each door is basically they open up the door and they put in more fire rocks.
Yeah.
And then you sit in it for 30, 40 minutes each door. You do 4 doors, 4 rounds.
2-hour sauna?
Dude, it was like 3. Because you get like a 10-minute break before the rocks go in. And bro, I've never had more of a psychedelic trip not taking psychedelics in my life than that. Like,
wait, you were tripping?
I was tripping balls.
How? From
just nature and like being past the point of no return of like fear. And I had to basically let go and be like, I'm going to fucking die in here. Like no one was getting out. And there's like 20 people in there and you're literally crowded in this little
There's no exit?
There is an exit. And if you want to leave, you have to do like a whole ceremonial exit. And like, it's like kind of like a shaming.
It's
like
embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, yeah.
Did anyone leave?
And so we had one guy left and I was like, I'm not leaving the tent, no way. And so, yeah, basically when I got out, you have to, after the whole thing is over, everyone goes around and says like a little prayer at the very end. And I said my prayer. I don't even know what I said, but it came out so like great because everyone's crying and shit in there too.
Wow.
We crawl out and you crawl out like a newborn baby, bro, like a guppy, like in the dirt, in the grass. You don't even care. You're disgusting.
Wait, so you're underground?
You're on the mud. You're in the mud and you build like a tent over it with sticks and you cover it with blankets.
Wow.
And then you build the hole in the middle and the steam goes everywhere. So we're crawling out of this thing. And there's a freezing cold river next to it.
Yeah.
So you crawl right into the river. And when I crawled into the river, bro, I laid on a rock and I felt like Mother Nature's vines started wrapping around me and just giving me a hug. And I was literally communicating with nature. With Mother Nature. And she was teaching me about the water and the plants and how everything works, how I have to respect the animals and the weather. And dude, it was nuts. And I was crying and just having this crazy out-of-body experience, just laying in the mud, total shock. You know, when you go from hot to cold, you get that body shock. I mean, this was like that times 1,000.
That's
and
nuts.
my whole body's vibrating. And she actually gave me the answer of what I needed to ask in my second ceremony of ayahuasca. Because the first night I was trying to meet God, but then the second night I was trying to meet Mother Ayahuasca because that's the medicine I was taking.
Yeah.
So in that second on the rock, she was like, I was talking to Mother Nature and she's like, why don't you ask grandmother to meet her? Like you're taking her, get to know her qualities. So I got my question to ask because when you sit down and you say your prayer before you drink, you have to ask a question. So my intention was, I want to meet you. And I got to meet all of her qualities. And then I said, I want to meet myself. I want to meet my true self. She showed me every quality I've ever experienced in my life. And then the third one was, I want to meet unconditional love. What does that feel like? And I sat for 3 hours in basking in love. I've ever felt in my life. And that was on the third round on the second night. So you do 2 nights back to back. Yeah. With the sweat lodge in between on the second day. So it is a trip, bro. And then there's so much more. Like we did hiking and other different ceremonies. And I would highly recommend it to anyone thinking about it.
Definitely gonna look into that. Dude, it's been a blast. Anything you want to close off with or promote?
Yeah, man. If you guys need any help with mindset, fitness, business, you want to get your routine right, if you want to live a disciplined life, if you want to have true fulfillment, I'm here to help you. Reach out to me on Instagram, Colin Yurcisin, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, every platform.
There we go. Thanks for coming on, brother. Great episode. Peace, guys. See you next time.
Peace out.